Good day, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I don't know, depends on what time of the day it is. But I just came in to say just a little bit about a yeast overgrowth and parasites. It's such a serious thing, and a lot of people don't understand, don't recognize, and know that they even have this issue. I want to say about 63% of Americans suffer from parasites and yeast overgrowth and not even know and not recognize it. You can tell a lot of the times when you have this bloated stomach, when your stomach is really bloated and fat, and you see really thin and skinny people when they have all this big belly. We see heavy people when they have this big belly, but that sometimes has a lot to do with yeast overgrowth, parasites, fungus, and all the things in their gut. And that's why we have to really take care of our gut health. Is so very important to the health of our bodies. And and yeast, and I'm right now, and I'm struggling with yeast overgrowth, and I know it is because the acne that's on my face. I mean, not just the acne, but my appetite has changed tremendously. It's almost uncontrollable. It's like I want to eat sweets. I can't stop myself from eating sweets, and as much as I try to cleanse, and I try to do all the things that I know to do, but it makes it so difficult because it's like the parasites, the yeast, whatever, the bacteria has its own mind, and it just does its own thing. It's so crazy how it can truly, your gut health can truly manipulate what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and things that you do, and your reactions to things. So it's been a difficult couple weeks, probably more than a couple weeks, but I've gained so much weight, and people don't recognize it because how I gain weight is in areas that doesn't look so bad, but it's just not healthy for me. And it may not look like fat or heavy to somebody else, but to me, I know where my body's supposed to be. I know where I'm supposed to be as far as my weight's concerned, with my weight, my height, and what makes me feel a lot better. And I'm well over that. Not well over it. I may be exaggerating, but it just feels like it's well over it. But it's just so very important that we really need to take care of our gut health. We really need to cut those sweets, because I'm telling you, I have been stressed, over the holidays. Since Thanksgiving, I've been just kind of eating all kind of everything, things that I try not to normally eat. And then since Thanksgiving, and now it's February, and I'm paying for it. And I think I want to say I gained maybe 10 to 12 pounds. I don't know. I'm not even going to try and guess at what I've gained. But I'll say this. I went from a size 4 or 5, and I feel like now I'm about a 8. So that's probably 2 dresses. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, nevertheless, I know that I've gained some weight. My stomach has been bloated. Just a lot of things I've been doing. And there's some things that I do and I take to kill the yeast and try to get out of my system. But because I'm so toxic right now, that it makes it so very difficult. The die-off symptoms are horrible. I'm tired. I have brain fog. Just all of those things just really impact your everyday life, and you not recognizing it and not knowing. And because I know and I understand and I recognize my body, I know what's going on with me, and then I can try to get ahead of it before it gets to the point where it's just completely just out of control, which I feel like is just out of control. Not completely out of control, but it's definitely out of control, especially for me, because I know and I understand what it is. But it's just so difficult to just put down the sweets. And I spend a lot of times in my car sometimes, and because I'm in the car, just to feel like I want to snack on something. But I got some sunflower seeds. I was going to pull them out, but it's no need. But I just got some sunflower seeds, so I'm snacking on some sunflower seeds. Just so many different things that I can tell that's going on with my body. Like, say, breath. My breath, for instance. My breath, I have odor. My breath is horrible. And you know what really made me notice it? I'll go back to my breath in a second. But what really made me notice it is I was in the gym a couple of weeks ago, and I was sweating, working out and sweating, and I could smell myself. And I never smell myself, because I try and keep a fairly clean body. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I was, asking, like, can you smell me? Because I smell me. But, and not necessarily realizing how toxic I was, because I could smell myself. Well, yeah, I did. I think that was probably when I realized I needed to really do a cleanse. But prior to that, I know that I have been eating junk. I just haven't been eating properly. I've been eating cookies. I've been eating just all kinds of sweet potato chips, pretzels. I'm a snacker. And I guess I'm a snacker only because of the way that, you know, the yeast overgrowth or parasites or whatever you want to call it. But it's just so very dangerous not to do that, because it puts all these different things in your body. That's sometimes where diabetes come from, hypertension, because of your eating habits, and it's just out of control. Because a lot of people don't know it and don't understand it. But there's so many different ways and several ways that you can attack these things. But you just have to know, and you'd have to be patient. You have to be very patient with yourself. And because I know these things, I know that I need to be patient with me and understand that, you know, it didn't happen overnight, and is not going to be done and completed overnight. So I know that I definitely need to clean out my body, like really take my time and clean my body out and just really eat. It's just to the point where I don't even want to, it's almost like anything that's healthy, the parasites or the yeast or whatever, the fungus, whatever you want to call it, doesn't want to eat. Like I'm a water drinker. I drink a lot of water, but it's almost like not necessarily forcing, but there have been times where I've actually had to force myself to drink water, because the parasites, they don't want that water. That's something that's healthy. So they want sweets, and I don't drink juice. And I went to the grocery store the other day. I got orange juice, I got cranberry juice, prune juice, and I drink prune juice because that's just something that I recommend for people to do. It's definitely good for your digestive system. But just all of those things that I don't normally eat. I try to stay away from the cookies and all the things, so I try not to buy them and put them in the house. But if I go to the grocery, as soon as I go to the store to get some gas, I'm going to get some potato chips, I'm going to get a candy bar. And I'm not a real big chocolate eater, but I've been eating chocolate, at least one chocolate bar a day. Potato chips, just all kinds of junk, and it's absolutely driving me crazy. Yeah, I'm just craving. Then the more I try to clean out, the more they're fighting me to eat, to want something else. It's just unbelievable. It's just really unbelievable, and I wish I could really get into it, but I just left. I'm just in the car, and I just was kind of craving something, and I'm eating this sunflower seeds, and I said, you know what, just let me jump on online and just have this conversation while it's in my head, so I don't have a script or anything that I'm reading from or any descriptive of, you know, what it is. But I just want to let you guys know, you know, it's just so very important. There's so many different things that you can do to combat the yeast, parasites, etc., whatever it is that your body that's, you know, you recommend to your body. But there's some things like wormwood, black walnut husk, what else there, just so many different, even coconut oil. If you eat coconut oil, it does definitely helps with the parasites. Papaya, the fruit papaya, definitely, if you eat the seasoned papaya, save them and eat it. And I was in the grocery store today trying to get a papaya, but they cut the seeds out. It was already cut out and they cut the seeds out, and I was like, I'm just not going to do that. I'd much rather need the seeds. You can chew on the seeds, about a tablespoon a day. And that does help with killing the parasites and the yeast and all those things in your system. But there's so many different things that you can do. Try and drink as much water as you can possibly drink. And you definitely need to try and avoid at least 3 to 4 times a day. We'll say at least 3 times a day. Try and have a bowel movement. There's so many different teas that you can drink that'll help. Some are stronger than the others, so you know, depending on your body and, you know, what your digestive system will accept. So you have to be very mindful of that and kind of, you know, work it. But you definitely need to drink plenty of water. Get yourself a tea or a pill, a capsule or something, all natural, that will help you void and go to the restroom and do at least 3 to 4 bowel movements a day, just so that once you're using the wormwood or the black walnut husk, then you'll be able to, the parasites that die, the yeast that dies off, then you'll be able to flush that out of your system and get it out of your system. And sometimes it will, and it'll show in different parts of your body. You'll have body aches in parts that you never knew that you had before, or you never had before, you never felt. You may start having flu-like symptoms. You just may start to feel sick, but don't worry about that. Just continue to do what you do, because what it is the toxins has to come out of your body, and you have to release it, and it releases in your body anywhere. You know, it could just anywhere. Like you could have an elbow pain or something's going on in your elbow and you not even knowing and never even had that feeling before, and it just started to come out because it has to come out. Just like, you know, I'm having acne, and you know, it's so crazy, but for years I've always had acne. Well, not always, I've had adult acne and didn't recognize and didn't understand. This is many years ago, over 20 some odd years ago, and I didn't know and didn't recognize that it was because of my eating habits, because of things that I put in my system. Although that I have been very diligent with what I eat and how I eat, however, you know, I didn't know as much as I know now, and I thank God for the information that He's downloaded and given me. So I'm definitely fortunate for that, to be able to you know, combat what it is that I need to combat. So anyway, guys, I did not plan to spend this much time to talk about it, but I just want to let you know, clean your body out, drink your water, be very mindful what's going on, recognize the things and the symptoms that's going on in your body. If you're having aches and pains, if you have a bloated belly, if you're constipated, all those things could be because of parasites, yeast, you know, just a lot of different things. So I definitely, colonics are very good. I definitely suggest colonics. I suggest enemas as well, and not just the ones that you buy in the store. I mean, you can start off with those, but I definitely, you know, the pink bags, you know, the pink or whatever those bags were that was in your mother's, it was in the bathroom that your mother had on the back of her door in her room or something like that. I just suggest to get some distilled water and just give yourself an enema. But if you're not familiar with it, if you've never done it before, you know, definitely do your research. Don't just take my word for it. But it's just a must that we definitely need to clean out our systems just to get a lot healthier, mental clarity. You know, I mean, it's to the point where I just want to say this, that I'm going to get off. It's just even to the point where it was something that I normally do. I normally do these things, but my mind just could not remember. I could not think. It was like just complete brain fog. It's just crazy. But also during your cleanse, you'll go through this brain fog because it's cleaning out. So your body, you'll forget something. You may want to do something, just walk down the street and forget completely what you were walking to do. So trust me, it's such a journey, but the journey is worth it once you complete it and you finish it with your health. So anyway, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope this information has been helpful to you all. If you have any questions, you can post them down below. I'll get back with you guys and you know, give you guys some help or some information, some suggestions, what it is that you can do for your body, because everybody's not the same and everybody's don't work the same. Your eating habits, your schedule, you know, all the things that you do is not the same. So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer you. So I hope you guys have an awesome and fantastic day and be blessed.